Let's create beautiful sea-themed exploding box with a little gift box in the center. For this unique project, I'm using one of the newest collections from Stamperia, Silent Sea. The collection I fell in love straight away. It's delicate, romantic, and so peaceful. Some pages has a lot of images and designs, but this is all super beautiful. So for that project I'm using entirely this collection. However, if you have any other collection that you like which is sea themed, that you can use. Please don't feel that you need to use the same collection as mine, as on my channel you will find many tutorials for exploding boxes. I love to make them. I love to create little compositions, miniature scenes. So I'm sharing another project for the exploding box, and I hope you will find it useful. If you wonder how to create the exploding box base, I also have a tutorial, so I will link it on the top of the screen so you can go and check. I'm using one of the pre-made bases. I still have few left. I bought them long time ago from a Polish shop. They do a lot of different bases for cards and boxes, so I'm using that, but definitely you can make your own. So I will start with adhering the papers for the outside of the box. The paper will go on 4 sides. I have chosen this paper. It's like a wood pattern with some other patterns on it, but it's quite light in color, and I thought the whole project is very light. And for the inside I'm using 5 papers. My papers are slightly smaller than the base, so each square is 10 by 10 and centimeters, and I cut the paper to 9.6.7 centimeters, so I leave a little border around. Before I am going to attach the paper inside, I'm using this very simple tool which is called tracing wheel. This is a sewing tool, and it creates little holes when you go with it on the paper, and also actually distress the edges of the paper slightly. I will link this tool and also other products in the description below the video. So now I'm adhering the papers inside. For the inside I will attach the papers to all 5 sides, 4 sides and the center. I'm going to show you other products from that collection, as I'm going to take them out and I will be using them on my project today. First of all, die cuts. Some of the elements are quite large, so they definitely cannot go on the exploding box, but there is a lot of little shells and pieces that we can use, so I will take whatever I think I may use. I also have some shells cut out of the paper collection. I've got some tags, we've got the ribbons, which I will not use for that project, but they can go on anywhere on the project. I've got ephemera. I'm showing you that, but I will not be using it today. I definitely will use some of the chipboard elements, so I'm taking out those smaller pieces, some shells, stars, not too many. I decided to have 1 or 2 on each page and also on the top of the lid. Then we've got the stickers. This is the new product in Stamperia. I didn't use any stickers. Now I know, but I didn't know when I was deciding. So, because, I just create as I go. I don't really plan ahead, but I take these elements out, and I think if I need them, I will use them. We've got also the paper cutouts. These are double-sided, and there are lots of large and small elements, and I will take some small out also on my little plate as I keep everything together. And then when I create each page, I just grab some of these elements and decide on the composition. You can definitely use any small real shells if you have. I've got these, and I've got the small bottles which I will not be using again. Also, the little shells you can create with Stamperia mold. It has some super cute. You can use the resin or a dry clay for that. And these are actually, the size is perfect for exploding box. I will definitely use lots of cheesecloth today and the string. So these will be the pieces which I actually use on the whole project. I will start with the composition. On my first page, I decided to cut out these squares from the 12 by 12 pack, and each square will go on each side. For adhering the elements, I will be using the chipboard pieces. You can use double-sided foam pads, foam tape, cardboard, whatever is your favorite thing to use. I've got lots of chipboard, so I'm cutting that into smaller pieces, and I use it's lightweight but also creates some dimension. Definitely foam pads would be good here as well. So each page will be similar. I will show you how to make them all. This one slower, then the video will go faster. I don't want to bore you too much, but also I want to show you like each step I take to create the small composition. So I will start with the larger elements usually, and then I will adhere smaller pieces around it. Of course, sometimes you need to change something, so it happens to me that I will pull something off and then replace it with a different element or so. So please remember that I will have, and I keep it in mind, I will have the gift box in the center of the exploding box. So I know at that point I cannot create two-dimensional compositions because my box will not close. The gift box is smaller than the base. So the base is 10 by 10 centimeters and the gift box will be 8 by 8 centimeters. So that gives me 1 centimeter around the box for the composition from the side, because we later have to take these sides up and close them with the lid. So you will need a little bit of room. That's why the box will be smaller in the middle. But anything that is too like thick may kind of interrupt no, may kind of like ruin your plan, and the box will not close, and then you will have to take it out and replace. Anyway, I will leave you with some music and while I'm creating the composition, and if there is anything I feel I will have to say, then I will be back. I decided to grab one sheet of paper from 8x8 pad, as it has many elements that I can cut out and use for the exploding box. They would be also perfect for the card. It has many little pieces that can go on your project. So I did that, and I will use them on this side and on the next one as well. For the centerpiece, I create a very simple gift box. The gift box is 8x8 centimeters, and the bottom sides are 2.5 centimeter, and the top, the sides of the lid, are 2 centimeters, so half centimeter smaller. I will give you the measurements in the description box below the video, but honestly this is the simple box that you can create, and I will cover the bottom part of the box with the paper inside and out, and the lid only outside of the lid. For the decoration on the lid, I decided to add a little handle that will be easier to take the lid off, and for that I will use two small brads to attach the handle to the paper, and then I will create a composition very similar to what I did on the sides of the box. I'm still using the same elements. This time also I will use a string, so I will take it and create some knots on it, and then it will be attached to the lid of that little gift box. When you adhering the gift box to your base, it is a good idea to leave it to dry completely, wait for the glue to dry before doing anything else. You want to make sure that this will stay in place. So I'm adding something flat to the box, and then we'll put the something heavy on top and wait for that to dry. And while this is drying, I am going to decorate the lid of the box. So first, while it is still flat, I'm going to attach the sides. For the top, I'm using scraps. At that point, I decided not to cut any more papers. So the top of the lid is made out of two pieces, but because this paper is quite busy, you cannot really see that it was kind of two pieces stuck together. Then I will assemble the lid, and then I will create the decorations on top. And the top, the composition is very simple, so I'm using the leftovers I still have from the elements I've chosen at the beginning, and I really like that chipboard piece, so I left it to use on the top of the lid. I didn't mention it earlier, but probably you saw me inking the chipboard pieces. I think because they are just plain in color, adding the ink here and there makes it more interesting. So around that knot I'm going to add some little elements, and also I've got a small piece of string left from the other part, so I'm going to adhere it here as well, and then I will go with the string around the lid. Now finishing touches. So I've got these little pebbles, I don't know how you call them, micro beads. they look like little stones, and if I find them I will link them in the description below the video. So I'm going to add them here and there around my compositions on each side on the box and also on the top of the lid, and then I will add white acrylic paint mixed with water to add a lot of splats. And here it is, my project is ready. Absolutely beautiful. I love it. I have a friend who loves anything to do with the sea, and this will be perfect gift for her. So if you want to create something unique, one of a kind, please follow that tutorial and be inspired. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you will use my tutorial to create your project, please tag me on social media, Emilia Sieradzan. I would love to see your projects. It always makes me so happy. Thank you so much for all the lovely comments and all the love you send my way. I also wish you all the best. Have a lovely creative day. See you soon. Bye bye.